Buddy, this is Stephen here with Junior Chima of North Florida with lesson 3 part of our JA It's My Business program for middle school students. As a reminder, this is our entrepreneurship program, and students, we are so thankful that you are here today. As a reminder, Junior Chima of North Florida, we are trying to equip the next generation in work readiness, financial literacy, and also entrepreneurship skills. So we have tons of different programs and resources for students, for volunteers, parents, educators, all on our website, www.janfl.org. Students, let's do a quick recap of what we've learned so far in lessons 1 and lessons 2 for JA It's My Business, our entrepreneurship program. In lesson 1, we learned about the nature of entrepreneurs, the skill sets that they need to have, and how they need to have grit and determination, and how to push through adversity, and how maybe even you have some of those skills even in middle school. And if you don't, you can still develop those as you move into high school, into the workforce, into education, and possibly even start your very own business. And then in lesson 2, we learned about how entrepreneurs, they really need to understand their very own market. Who are the people that are they going to reach, and what problems are they having, and how they can properly help the community that's around them. And in lesson number 3, we are going to be talking about innovative ideas. So I'm excited for this lesson because you'll actually be able to see some really cool, innovative ideas that entrepreneurs have actually created to actually help out their community, and also how you'll be able to create an innovative idea based on design thinking that we talked about in the previous lesson. So students, what you'll need for this lesson is just an innovative ideas graphic organizer, and you can find this on our website, www.janfl.org. And this will be underneath lesson 3 for JA It's My Business on our website, okay? And that will be more towards the end of the lesson. So make sure you have your computer access ready along with the PDF file that I just mentioned, the graphic organizer for innovative ideas. So the very first kind of cool idea that I want to introduce you all to is a thing called the scrubba. So we all know that the most common way to wash our clothes is the washing machine. But let's say if you do not have direct access to a washing machine, what are you going to do? So here is the scrubba. The scrubba wash bag is the world's first pocket washing machine for travel, camping, and sportswear. Weighing less than 5 ounces, it's small enough for any suitcase, backpack, or gym bag. Hundreds of scrubba nodules provide an ultra-flexible internal washboard, and its back has grip to prevent sliding. These features allow you to have a machine-quality wash in just minutes. It's so portable, you can use it anywhere, whether you're going to the gym, vacation, or camping. By packing a scrubba wash bag, you can go clean, light, and free because no one wants to lug around a washing machine, do they? So students, as you can see, we have the scrubba wash bag. And so my first question to you is, what exactly does this product meet? What does the need that is met? I mean, think about it. I mean, look how small it is. It's lightweight. You can easily pack it in a suitcase, in a gym bag. It's very easily accessible for people who are away from their home that obviously have a washing machine inside of their household. Now, let's think about the target market. At the very beginning of this advertisement that they provided, they talked about how this is for campers, this is for travelers, and also for sportswear as well. But we also have to think, how is this different than other products that actually wash clothes? Well, we all know that if we are going camping or if we're traveling around, we will be unable to lug around a massive washer machine and also dryer. Yikes, that would be extremely ineffective. It would be really heavy and also make us tired. And honestly, if you're going camping, most likely you will not have electricity. So how this is different is that it is portable. It is light, that you can still wash your clothes with the features that it has. but you're not wasting money on energy or electricity. And last note about this product is that it actually even has a catchy name, something that you can easily remember. Is called Scrubba. And naturally, you're going to be scrubbing away the dirt, the grime from your clothes. So it has a catchy name, which is really important as you advertise this product to make it enticing for people to buy. So this is our very first product that we're focusing on, students. And the reason why we did is because we are focusing on innovation. And so thinking about the term innovative, that means it's new, original, or groundbreaking. Now, innovative ideas are sometimes high tech, like they are new inventions, but that's not always the case. Let's think about Scrubba. It is a new, original, groundbreaking design, but it's not high tech. It's actually really low tech. It doesn't have any type of technology involved with this design. So, students, think about some ideas that either are high tech or low tech. I mean, we even have examples from like streaming services like Amazon Prime, Hulu, Netflix, Disney Plus. We have apps. There are toys and games. There's food, cleaning products. I think one example that comes to my mind regarding food is that typically with ketchup packets, they used to be one single little pocket packets, but they weren't really useful and you only could squirt out a little bit at a time. But then various restaurants and companies, they created this idea for an actual pouch where you can peel back the ketchup pocket and dip your very own nuggets or food, whatever you may have. And so it completely redesigned this ketchup packet. It is low tech. It did not involve any high technology, but it completely changed the game. It was innovative. It was new, original, and also groundbreaking. It made things easier when people had takeout or went out to eat. So, students, we're going to look at some other ideas about what it means to be innovative, but there are going to be some that are not real. So we are going to play a total of 4 rounds right now of this game called Real or Not Innovative Ideas. So each round, remember there's a total of 4 rounds, has 3 statements, and they are descriptions of a certain product. And so it's your goal to actually figure out which one is not real. It's going to be a little bit hard, but I think we can do it together, okay? So once again, you're trying to see the one that is not real. Here we go. All right, here is number 1. So this is round 1. We have 3 statements. Let's figure out which one is not real. A stethoscope that transmits a heartbeat to a smartphone so that doctors can look at the rhythms and detect problems. So that was number 1. Contact lenses that contain tiny telescopes that can zoom in or out with a wink of your eye. And then number 3, a fork that contains sensors to monitor your food intake, count calories, and send the information to a smartphone or a tablet. All right, so we have a stethoscope, contact lenses, and then also a fork. But before we reveal the answer, let's think about each innovative idea. We have 2 that are real and then 1 that's not real. But let's discuss about who would the market be with each one, and then also how would they really sell it. So a stethoscope, we would obviously really focus on doctors, anybody in the medical field. Contact lenses, I honestly think that it could work for anybody, like the common layperson, that contain tiny telescopes that can zoom in or out with a wink of your eye. We could even sell it to the CIA as they are doing spy work. And then a fork that contains sensors to monitor your food intake. We can contact dietitians and really say that all of these really help the people that they're trying to reach out to. All right. Let's see. What do you think that is the not real product? I'm going to go ahead and reveal it. All right. So what's not real are smart forks. We have not created that quite yet. Smart forks are an innovative idea, but no such thing exists today. However, it's not difficult to imagine them in the future, right? It seems pretty reasonable. Let's talk about those contacts. Prototypes exist, but the company is still improving the design. And then for stethoscopes, believe it or not, this product is available for purchase. So we have these examples of innovative ideas. We have obviously the first two that are real, and then the last one, the smart fork, is not real. So well done, students. Let's go ahead and move on to the next round. All right, innovative ideas. Round number 2. A smart ping pong table with a touch surface and voice recognition. It can analyze your skills and give you feedback about your game. Number 2 is high performance sneakers that contain sensors and tighten automatically when your foot is inserted. And then a frying pan that contains temperature sensors and transmits the information to a smartphone. The pan then tells you when to flip, stir, add ingredients, or turn the heat down so a meal is cooked to perfection. So interesting. Which one do we think is real, or excuse me, which ones are real and which ones are not, or which one is not real? But let's first talk about which one, what their market would be. We have a smart ping pong table. We obviously know that ping pong is an Olympic sport, so we could easily provide it to some competitors and their coaches as they try to train their athletes. High performance sneakers, we could also provide that to athletes as well, but also we could provide it to people with disabilities who cannot tie their very own shoes. And then we have a frying pan. Once again, it kind of goes with the same phrase about that smart fork, is providing it to dietitians, but also maybe to people who have trouble with cooking, that it's not really their strong suit. This could easily be provided for them. What do you think, students? What would their price be? I mean, golly, this is some really high-tech things that I think would be pretty expensive. So what do you think would be the price for each one? But let's go ahead and figure out which one is not real and which ones are real. Is it the smart ping pong table, the high-performance sneakers, or the frying pan? Here we go. All right, the digital ping pong table does not exist yet, but a Swedish designer hopes they will soon. He created a design using lots of different high-tech parts. He admits that it would be too expensive to build them today, but it's a possibility for the future. So in our next one, we have Nike launched this shoe in 2016. And then we have, it's hard to believe, but this product is available for purchase. So we have the high-tech shoes that can tie and tighten, but then also we have the pan. Honestly, I thought it was the pan originally. So I am shocked, and it is crazy to think that there are actual products out there that help you cook. Fascinating. That is extremely innovative. All right, here off to round number 3. Number 1, an ATM that uses a smartphone and eye scanner to securely dispense cash. Let's think automatically we could use that for banks. Honestly, theft and fraud is a common occurrence in today's world with all this automation. So this would even further confirm to customers that their their money is in high security. And then we have underwater drones that collect trash into nets to clean up oceans. They protect fish from being swept into the nets by emitting high frequency sounds. Interesting. So it seems like we could provide this to various organizations that are trying to protect and preserve our oceans and the creatures that live inside of them. And then last one is a refrigerator that has built-in cameras to allow users to check the contents of the refrigerator from any location using a smartphone. Now, I think that one can be used for the common man and common woman, trying to figure out if they're at the grocery store and they forgot what the items that were in the refrigerator, they could easily look. So it could be easily used for the common customer inside of the United States of America. So let's figure out which one is not real and which ones are real. This one is honestly a little bit hard. Here we go. All right, so the one that is not real is marine drones are still in the idea phase. Using high-powered batteries, the drones could collect underwater trash for 2 weeks before surfacing to be emptied and recharged. Which ones are real? The prototypes exist, but the company is testing the design. And believe it or not, this high-tech fridge is available for Samsung. So looking back, we have the ATM that is real, that's using this high technology. And then we also have the refrigerator that is available to be a smart refrigerator. All right, so here we go, students. This is our final round. And also think about how much money that these innovative ideas could actually cost. Number one, long-lasting, lightweight, ecological plastic roads that are made from recycled materials. A high-speed transportation system that can move people or cargo at speeds of 750 miles per hour by levitating and reducing friction. And then a personal drone that flies at low altitudes and can take a passenger to a location using a touchscreen. No flying experience is required. So interesting. I am really hoping that all of these are actually true, because how amazing would that be? All right, so let's think about long-lasting, lightweight, ecological plastic roads. We could even provide this to organizations who are resurfacing our roads, cutting costs. We could provide this to various state governments, and as they are trying to repair roads, and creating this as a ecologically safe, but also economically wise decision. Then we have high-speed transportation system. Boy, who do we provide this to? I guess airplanes, but at the same time, this could be competition for airplanes and airways. So thinking for the government as they are trying to make things more efficient, or companies as they are trying to transport materials and be more efficient in a world that's constantly changing and in high demand for various products. And then a personal drone that flies at low altitudes and can take a passenger to a location using a touchscreen. Possibly various car agencies as they figure out how to develop more into the hovercraft world. I think all of these will be pretty expensive. I think maybe the long-lasting, lightweight, ecological plastic roads won't be as expensive as obviously the other two, but let's figure out which one is not real and which ones are real. Here we go. Interesting. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. So plastic roads don't exist yet, but they could in the future. A Danish company is trying to reuse recycled plastic as pavement. The plastic roads wouldn't corrode or deteriorate due to weather. They could last 3 times longer than asphalt roads. Interesting. All right, so then what we have is a test track of the Hyperloop is being built in a Nevada desert. So that would greatly increase the speed of travel. And then also a prototype of the EHang 184 exists, but the passenger drone has hurdles to overcome. It makes sense that that has not been released to the public yet, but boy, I am really looking forward to the day where we can each hover around on a personal little pad and go to work. So students, great job on trying to figure out what these various innovative ideas are, whether they're real or whether they are not. But regardless if they are real or not, it seems like each one has kind of even been worked on, even if it's not been released. So it goes to show that we have all these different types of people who are thinking how they can help solve problems. They are innovative. This is new. This is groundbreaking. And a big thing is, though, that they have to have a competitive advantage. This is a feature, lower price, or other aspect of a product or service that makes it a better choice than similar products or also services. So understanding that we live in this world where everyone's trying to solve problems, more likely than not, there are going to be a lot of similar designs and a lot of same products and also services. But what exactly does make that one product better than the other? Once again, it's a feature, a lower price, or other aspect of a product or service that makes it a better choice than similar products or also services. What's something unique about that product? Really, we're trying to figure out what makes it better. What makes the common man want to buy that certain product? I mean, we often talk about building a better mousetrap, but it's really hard to do because the existing mousetrap works pretty well for most people. But there may be ways to improve on it and to solve a problem for a small market. So how do you think that we can even build a better mousetrap? We even have this example in the picture where we have a cheese that's attracting the mouse, and maybe even a mechanic arm that picks up the mice humanely and then puts it outside. So think that those students, this could even be a service, someone who actually picks up dead mice for people who do not want to pick it up and pick them up themselves. So it doesn't always have to be a product, but we have to think innovatively about how can we make sure that our product is better. This is a common question that entrepreneurs always face. So students, what we're going to be doing now is it's time to innovate. Let me go ahead and move my sticker to the very top left so you can actually see. Let's see if I did it or not. All right, so it's time to innovate. And so we have these various categories. We have technology, we have food and drinks, we have animals, clothing and accessories, and then also apps like on the smartphones. And this is the time, students, where you can actually grab access our graphic organizer for the innovative ideas. And this is where you can work on by yourself, or you can work with a family member or a friend, work together how you can actually create a certain product or service based on the various categories right here. Remember, technology, food and drinks, animals, clothing and accessories, and then also apps. So what I want you to go ahead and do is go to www.janfl.org. And then once you're there, you'll be able to access our various resources specifically for JA It's My Business for our middle school students. Remember, this is lesson 3, so you'll be able to access the specific document, the graphic organizer for innovative ideas on lesson 3 for It's My Business. So I'm going to go ahead and exit out of my PowerPoint real quick and pull up this graphic organizer, okay? So this is the sheet that you'll be using as you create an idea. So we obviously have the ability to write your very own name. And so here are the instructions. So brainstorm innovative ideas for a product or a service. And keep in mind the need and market that you identified. Describe your ideas in as much detail as possible. And don't worry if they seem far-fetched or impossible to make. Remember, students, we're trying to think big here, okay? So we obviously have a category, and students, the great thing about this document is that you can fill it in, you can save it multiple times, so you can actually create your very own sheet for a different category every single time. So let's start off with technology. Seems a little bit small in there. I apologize for the font. There we go. And then we have target market. Gosh, what do we want to focus on? We could really focus on big corporations, and then need. This is really up to you, students, in trying to figure out what exactly is the need that you are trying to create, or what is the need for the community that you're trying to reach. And so once you are scrolling down, this is where you can actually put in your very own ideas, and then also figure out what exactly is the competitive advantage. Remember, you can create a product, or you can also create a service. And so right now, as an example, I created a category for technology, for big corporations, and then also what exactly is the need. But right here is where you can actually input your very own ideas and figure out what type of feature is going to be on your product. At the same time, you can also work with family members or friends and figure out what together can you guys create. What are some ideas as a group as a whole? And then that will really help you go to the refining process of your final idea. All right, so remember, this resource is found on www.janfl.org. And here are categories once again: technology, food and drinks, animals, clothing and accessories, and then also apps. And so during this time, students, it's really helpful for you to refine this process. Like in lesson 2, we talked about design thinking. This is really the brainstorming part of the process where you trying to figure out, you empathize what exactly is the need that you want to meet, define that need, then ideate, create any type of idea, prototype what is exactly the original idea that you have, then put it to paper, test it out, and then actually then implement it. So this is design thinking. This is a long process that you can take in actually creating your very own product or service. This is how we innovate. So students, once again, you can do this on your own, but also I highly encourage you to actually work inside of groups and trying to work together, because we all know that we are better together. So innovation instructions, write your ideas in the My Ideas section of the Innovative Ideas graphic organizer, and then also meet with your group. This could be your mom or your dad, your aunt, uncle, grandpa, and grandma, brother, sister, anybody, friends. Meet with the group and try to create these various ideas. And so as you're doing it, students, make sure to ask these various questions. How does the product or service solve the problem? Why are other products or services effectively solving the problem? What improvements can you make to existing products or services? How might the product or service solve the problem in a fun or different way? And then could new technologies help solve the problem? So these are very important questions as you go through this activity and create your very own product or your very own service. And be sure, students, once you have created this idea, I want you to make sure that you can share your innovation. You can even contact us here at JANFL, the Junior Achievement of North Florida. You can contact us via social media, via email. All of our contact information is found on our website. But you can share even with your family members or some friends about what is the catchy name, the problem it solves, and how it solves the problem, and also its competitive advantage. We want to know, we want to see. You can take a picture and tag us. We would love to see the product or service that you have created. So students, just as a quick recap and wrap up, the biggest question is, if you were an entrepreneur with an innovative new product or service idea, what steps would you take next? It's really important for us to understand the overall market and the overall need that we are trying to reach inside of our community. And then using the design thinking strategy, we have to keep on refining our process and saying, we have this idea, let's see if it works. If it doesn't, let's make it a little bit better. Keep on working together with other people, gathering ideas to get to your final product, so then you can actually release it out to the world. Students, you've done a wonderful job, and I don't want to stop quite there, because there are some additional opportunities even after this lesson that you can do and after you create your very own product or service. What you can do is actually go to the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office website. The website is below, www.uspto.gov/kids/IP everywhere1.html. That is the website that you can go, and then you can actually learn the meanings of the terms patent, intellectual property, and also trademark. And then you can also learn about young innovators and their innovations, just how last week we learned about how there are young innovators trying to create these amazing products. They did that at a very young age, whether it be in elementary, middle, or high school. And middle school students, you also can create some phenomenal designs. And then last, do some independent research. What can you learn about these innovative ideas? A pet translator, marine drones, plastic roads, and also smart forks. These are things that are per se not real as of yet, but what more can you see? And honestly, how close are we now that we are in the year 2020? Students, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate all that you're doing as you continue learning during the summer months before school begins. So thank you for listening with Junior Achievement. Remember that we have all of our resources available on our website, www.janfl.org. See ya.